Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you truly stopped someone in their tracks with your words? I'm talking about a moment when your energy, your presence, your intention came through so strong that they couldn't help but pay attention. Think about it for a second. You see, too often we fall into this rhythm of politeness, of playing it safe, of sticking to the script. Hi, how are you? Sure, it's polite, but let's be real. It's bland. It's beige. It's forgettable. And you're not here to be forgettable. You're here to connect. This is the crux of life. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you're scrolling through your messages and 90% of them start the same way. Hi, how's it going? Or hey, what's up? What happens? You skim past them, maybe respond out of obligation, or maybe you don't respond at all. Why? Because they didn't give you a reason to stop, to care, to engage. The words are hollow. They don't carry weight. And you know what? You deserve to carry weight. You deserve to be heard. Here's the thing. People don't remember what you say as much as how you make them feel. And when you start a conversation with dull, lifeless pleasantries, what are you making them feel? Nothing. That's not how you create impact. That's not how you create connection. What you need to do is start with power, not politeness. You need to open the door and make them feel something. Curiosity, excitement, admiration, maybe even a little intrigue. Because when you do that, when you lead with power, they feel you before they even fully understand you. Now, power doesn't mean being loud or overbearing. No, it's subtler than that. Power is about intention. It's about walking into the conversation with a purpose, with an energy that says, I'm here and I'm bringing value to this exchange. Imagine instead of, hi, how are you? You said, I just saw your work and it stopped me in my tracks. I had to reach out. Do you feel the difference? That's power. That's an opening line that says, I see you and I respect what you bring to the table. People crave recognition, not in a superficial way, but in a human way. They want to be seen, understood, and appreciated. When you lead with something real, an observation, a compliment, a thoughtful question, you're not just talking at them, you're talking to them. You're saying, I'm here and I'm paying attention. And that's irresistible. Think about the best conversations you've ever had. They didn't start with small talk, did they? They started with something that grabbed you, something that pulled you in. Maybe it was a friend saying, you're not going to believe what just happened to me. Or a colleague starting with, I've been meaning to tell you, I loved what you said in that meeting. Those openings stick with you because they're real, they're specific, and they're engaging. That's the energy you need to bring. Now, I'm not saying you need to reinvent the wheel every time you open your mouth, but you do need to bring a little more of you to the table. Share a thought, an observation, or even a little humor. If you're messaging someone for the first time, try something like, I just came across your profile, and I have to say, your work is incredible. How did you get started? It's simple, but it's thoughtful. It's engaging. It's powerful. And let's talk about confidence for a moment. Confidence doesn't mean you have all the answers. It doesn't mean you're perfect. Confidence is about showing up as you are, flaws and all, and knowing that you have something valuable to say. When you start with power, you're saying, I'm here and I'm worth your time. And when you believe that, others will believe it too. There's another tip. Mirror the energy you want to receive. If you want enthusiasm, bring enthusiasm. If you want curiosity, lead with curiosity. People respond to the energy you put out. It's like a ripple effect. What you give is what you get. So let's make a pact right now. No more hi, how are you? No more safe, forgettable openings. Instead, let's lead with power. Let's lead with intention. Let's make people feel something the moment we step into the conversation. Because when you start with power, you don't just open a dialogue. You open a door to real connection. And that, my friends, is where the magic happens. Now go out there and make them remember you. Let's get real for a moment. How many times have you found yourself reading a message or listening to someone and thinking, this could be for anyone. There's nothing special about it. It's not that the words are bad. They might even be polite or well-structured, but they lack something vital: personal connection. You see, in a world where people are inundated with generic greetings and surface-level exchanges, the ones who stand out are those who make it personal. When you make it personal, you're not just communicating, you're connecting. You're showing someone that you see them, not as just another face in the crowd, but as an individual with their own story, dreams, and struggles. That's the secret sauce. People don't respond to empty platitudes. They respond to being understood. They respond to feeling seen. Imagine this. Someone walks up to you and says, "Hi, how are you?" It's fine, but it's forgettable. Now imagine they say, "Hey, I saw that article you wrote last week. It really made me think. How did you come up with such a fresh perspective?" What happens? Your ears perk up, your mind engages. You feel valued. Why? Because the message wasn't just a template. It was tailored to you. That's the power of making it personal. It's about showing that you've taken the time to notice something about the person you're speaking to. It could be their work, their passions, their achievements, or even their challenges. Whatever it is, it shows that you've invested a little effort. And in a world where effort is increasingly rare, it makes a huge difference. But let's break it down further. Making it personal doesn't have to be complicated. It starts with paying attention. Think about the last conversation you had. Did you listen deeply, or were you already planning your response while they were talking? Did you notice their tone, their choice of words, or the way their face lit up when they mentioned something they love? That's where the magic lies, in the details. For example, if you're reaching out to someone new, take a moment to learn about them. Maybe they recently launched a project, shared a personal story, or celebrated a milestone. Instead of saying, "Hi, how's it going? Try this. I saw that you just launched your new app. Congratulations." What inspired you to create it? This isn't just a conversation starter. It's an invitation to connect. It shows that you care enough to notice something specific about their life or work. And it's not just about noticing. It's about reflecting back to them what you've noticed. Let's say you're reconnecting with an old friend. Instead of the usual, "How have you been?" you could say, "I've been following your photography journey on Instagram. It's amazing how much your style has evolved. What's been your favorite shoot so far?" You're not just asking a question, you're showing that you've been paying attention, that you value their growth, and that you genuinely want to know more. Now, making it personal doesn't mean you have to dig into someone's life story or memorize their resume. Sometimes it's as simple as asking the right question. Instead of "How's work?" try, "What's the most exciting thing you're working on right now?" Instead of "What's up?" ask, "What's been lighting you up lately?" These questions are open-ended, specific, and designed to make the other person feel seen. But let's not forget about tone. When you make it personal, your tone matters just as much as your words. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it. Are you genuinely interested? Are you coming from a place of curiosity and care? People can feel the difference. If your words are personal, but your tone is detached, it won't land. So be present, be authentic. Let your energy match your intention. Another key aspect is timing. Sometimes making it personal means knowing when to lean in and when to step back. If someone's had a tough day, a simple, "I know you've been juggling a lot lately, how can I support you?" can mean the world. If they're celebrating a win, a heartfelt, "I'm so proud of what you've accomplished. How are you feeling about it all?" can deepen your connection. Also leading with "I know," with encouragement, with enthusiasm. And here's the best part. When you make it personal, the impact doesn't just stop with them, it comes back to you. People remember how you made them feel. They remember the effort you took to see them, to hear them, to understand them. That kind of connection doesn't just create a moment, it creates a relationship. So let's stop playing it safe with generic messages and surface-level exchanges. Let's dig a little deeper. Let's pay attention. Reflect, what we notice, and bring authenticity to every interaction. Because when you make it personal, you're not just starting a conversation, you're creating a connection that lasts. And in the end, isn't that what we all want? To connect, to be seen, to be valued. Make it personal and watch the magic unfold. Curiosity is one of the most powerful tools in human connection. Think about it. When someone asks you a question that sparks your interest, it pulls you in. It makes you feel like they genuinely care about your thoughts, your experiences, your perspective. That's the beauty of curiosity. It opens doors, it creates space for deeper conversation, and it shows the other person that you value them enough to want to know more. Yet in so many of our interactions, we overlook the power of leading with curiosity. Instead, we settle for shallow questions that barely scratch the surface. Great leaders outperform great leaders. Let me ask you this. How many times have you been asked, "How's it going?" or "What's up?" These questions are fine, they're polite, they're functional, but they don't inspire much, do they? They don't make you feel excited to answer. Now, imagine someone saying, "What's been the most rewarding part of your day so far?" Or "What's something you've been working on lately that you're really proud of?" You feel the difference? These aren't just questions, they're invitations. Invitations to share, to reflect, to connect. Leading with curiosity isn't just about asking questions, it's about asking the right questions. It's about going beyond the obvious and showing that you're genuinely interested in the other person. When you lead with curiosity, you shift the focus from yourself to them. You make them the center of the conversation, and that's a powerful thing. People love to feel heard. They love to feel like their thoughts and experiences matter. And when you show genuine curiosity, you're giving them that gift. But here's the thing, not all questions are created equal. A question like "How's work?" might get a one-word answer. Good. But a question like "What's been the most exciting project you've worked on recently?" opens the door to a story. It gives them a chance to share something meaningful. That's the magic of leading with curiosity. It transforms a casual exchange into a real conversation. Now let's talk about how to do this in practice. First, you have to pay attention. Pay attention to the person you're talking to. What do you know about them? What are they passionate about? What's happening in their life right now? The more you know, the easier it is to ask thoughtful questions. For example, if you know someone just started a new job, instead of saying, "How's the new job?" you could ask, "What's been the biggest challenge in your new role so far?" Or "What's the most exciting thing about this new chapter for you?" These questions show that you've thought about them as an individual, not just a generic person with a generic job. Second, be specific. Vague questions lead to vague answers. If you want depth, you need to give them something to work with. Instead of asking, "How's your day going?" you could say, "What's been the highlight of your day so far?" Instead of "What do you do?" you could ask, "What's one part of your work that you're really passionate about?" Specificity shows that you're genuinely interested, and it encourages them to open up. Third, listen. This might seem obvious, but it's worth emphasizing. Curiosity doesn't end when you ask a question. It continues through how you listen to the answer. Are you really paying attention? Are you following up on what they say? For example, if someone tells you about a project they're excited about, don't just nod and move on. Ask them more about it. What inspired them? What challenges did they face? What did they learn from the experience? Listening deeply shows that your curiosity is genuine and it builds trust. And here's the best part. Leading with curiosity isn't just good for them, it's good for you too. When you approach a conversation with curiosity, it becomes more interesting, more engaging, more fulfilling. You're not just exchanging words, you're learning, growing, and connecting. Curiosity keeps the conversation fresh. It keeps it alive. Let me share a little secret about curiosity. It's contagious. When you show genuine interest in someone, they're more likely to open up and be curious about you in return. It creates a positive feedback loop where both of you feel seen, heard, and valued. This is how relationships are built, not through surface level exchanges, but through genuine, curious engagement. Now, you might be wondering, what if I don't know enough about the person to ask specific questions? That's okay. Start with something open-ended. Ask them about their passions, their dreams, their favorite memories. Try something like, what's one thing you're really excited about right now? Or what's a moment in your life that made you feel truly alive? These kinds of questions work for anyone because they tap into universal human experiences. This aspect is often overlooked when talking about your real life. This impulse to live comes to such. Leading with curiosity is about showing that you care. It's about saying, I see you, and I want to know more about who you are. That's what makes it so powerful. It's not about having the perfect words or the most polished delivery. It's about being genuine, being present, and being open. So the next time you start a conversation, don't settle for the usual small talk. Lead with curiosity and watch how it transforms the way you connect with others. Curiosity is a superpower in conversation. It's not just about asking questions. It's about showing genuine interest in someone else's world. When you lead with curiosity, you're not simply exchanging words. You're creating a connection, building a door for deeper engagement. Too often, though, we approach conversations on autopilot. We fall back on the same predictable questions. How's it going? Or what's up? And while they might be polite, they don't spark anything memorable. They don't make the other person feel seen or valued. When you lead with curiosity, you break free from that pattern. You shift the focus from just saying something to saying something that matters. And here's the thing. People feel when someone is genuinely curious about them. They sense when your interest is real and they respond in kind. Suddenly, a conversation becomes more than just an exchange of words. It becomes an opportunity to connect on a deeper level. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're meeting someone new and they ask, what do you do? It's a standard question, and you'll probably give a standard answer. Now imagine instead they say, what's something about your work that excites you the most? Or what's a project you've worked on recently that you're really proud of? Those questions are different. They're thoughtful. They invite you to share not just what you do, but what you care about. And that's the magic of curiosity. It goes beyond the surface. Curiosity starts with paying attention. Before you even ask a question, take a moment to consider the person you're talking to. What do you know about them? What's happening in their life? Have they mentioned something recently that piqued your interest? The more you observe and listen, the easier it is to ask meaningful questions. For example, if a friend mentions they've been learning a new skill, don't just say, how's that going? Instead, dive deeper. What inspired you to start learning that? Or what's been the most rewarding part of the process so far? These kinds of questions show that you're not just skimming the surface. You're diving into what matters to them. Another key to leading with curiosity is specificity. General questions often lead to general answers. If you ask, how's your day? You're likely to get, it's fine. But if you ask, what's been the highlight of your day so far? You open the door to something more meaningful. Specificity signals that you're genuinely interested, and it gives the other person something concrete to respond to. Listening is just as important as asking. When someone answers your question, don't just move on to the next one. Take the time to really hear what they're saying. Follow up with another question based on their response. For example, if they say, I've been working on a new project, don't stop there. Ask, what inspired the idea for the project? Or what's been the biggest challenge so far? This kind of active listening shows that your curiosity isn't just for show. it's real. And that authenticity creates trust and deepens the connection. Curiosity also has the power to surprise and delight. Think about the kinds of questions people usually get asked. They're often routine and predictable. But when you ask something unexpected, it catches them off guard in the best way. Instead of, "What do you do for fun?" try, "What's a hobby you love that most people wouldn't guess about you?" Instead of, "How's work?" ask, "What's something you've learned at work recently that really surprised you?" These kinds of questions stand out. They make the other person pause, think, and engage on a deeper level. Another aspect of leading with curiosity is recognizing the moment. Timing matters. If someone seems stressed or distracted, a light question like, "What's been your go-to way to relax lately?" can create space for a meaningful conversation. If they're celebrating a win, a question like, "What does this achievement mean to you?" can deepen the joy of the moment. Being attuned to the other person's energy helps you ask questions that resonate. Curiosity isn't just good for the other person, it's good for you too. When you approach a conversation with genuine interest, it becomes more engaging and fulfilling. You're not just going through the motions, you're learning, growing, and discovering new perspectives. Curiosity keeps the conversation fresh. It makes every interaction an opportunity to connect in a meaningful way. And here's the best part. Curiosity is contagious. When you show genuine interest in someone, they're more likely to open up and be curious about you in return. It creates a positive feedback loop where both of you feel seen, heard, and valued. This is how great conversations and great relationships are built. So the next time you're about to start a conversation, don't settle for small talk. Lead with curiosity. Ask questions that go beyond the surface. Listen deeply. Follow up. Show that you care not just about talking to the other person, but about truly understanding them. When you do this, you're not just having a conversation, you're creating a connection that lasts. And that's where the magic happens.